Hey everybody, it's Aberguine! It's been just over a year since I started posting videos to this channel, and I'm already at 10,000 subscribers. Honestly, I was thinking when I first started this channel that I'd be at like maybe 1,000 subscribers by this point, but nope. I hit 1,000 subscribers about 3 months after starting Furries in the Media. For those of you who aren't familiar with my channel, I started this channel just over a year ago. It was during the last few months of me waiting to get my fursuit when I decided I wanted to start my own YouTube channel. It was originally going to be a furry vlog channel, but I wanted to do something different than what every other furry vlog channel was doing. Specifically, I wanted to cover topics that no one else was covering in their vlogs, and that led to the idea for a spin-off series that reviewed video clips for mainstream media that featured furries. And as I thought more about it, I realized that this review series had much more potential than the original vlog ever would have. So I started writing my reviews and doing the groundwork for those first videos while I was counting down the days until my fursuit arrived. My fursuit arrived April 1st of 2016, I posted the unboxing video the following day, and the following Friday, the very first episode of Furries in the Media was published. Now, with all that said, I'd like to show my gratitude to all 10,000 of you by answering the last few questions of the Q&A series. A while back, I decided to celebrate getting 1,000 subscribers by starting a Q&A series, with each question getting its own short video. I meant to end the series at 20 questions, but it got to a point where it was too much for me to keep up with that series and Furries in the Media, so I dropped the Q&A series. I feel bad that it's been put off for so long, but here you go, the last 4 questions of the Q&A series. Before we get to the nitty-gritty of how to wash your fursuit, let me say this. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Make sure you are clean before putting on your suit. Take a shower and dry off before getting into your suit, and if your face gets particularly oily, make sure to clean your face. Wear undergarments with your suit, that way most of the sweat ends up in there instead of directly in your suit. It's easier to wash yourself and your clothes than it is to wash a fursuit. Given that washing a fursuit is a pretty involved task, you may want to consider using a disinfectant spray on your suit between outings. I'll talk more about disinfectant sprays later. But perhaps the best way to keep your suit looking nice is to brush your suit! Brush it! Brush your freaking suit! The instructions I'm about to give for washing a fursuit are not meant to be taken as the only way to wash a fursuit. This is simply the method I use for cleaning my own suit, but a lot of the steps should be applicable for most fursuits. Always use your best judgment, and when in doubt, ask your fursuit maker. Now, how often should you clean your suit? You should brush and disinfect your suit after every time you wear it, even if you only wear it for 10 minutes to take a selfie for Fursuit Friday or whatever. Brush your suit! You should always wash your suit after any time you've gotten particularly sweaty, like going to a convention. Even if you only go to one convention a year, the rule I play by is if you've worn your suit within the last month, it needs to be washed. Here are a few more things to consider. Heat can melt the fur on your suit, so putting your fursuit into a clothes dryer is a huge no-no. Any wet fur has to be dried with as little heat as possible. This often means air drying your suit and using a fan to help speed up this process. Any leftover moisture can invite mold and mildew. This is why it's important to make sure your suit is completely dry before you store it. Wet upholstery foam is often a culprit that contributes to mold and mildew growth, so be sure to take out any removable foam padding from your suit before you wash it and only spot clean parts where the foam cannot be removed. Do not submerge upholstery foam. Lastly, be sure to remove any accessories or costume props and clean them separately. Let's talk about what you'll need to wash your suit. Obviously, you'll need a fursuit, a bathtub that runs cold water because again, any hot water is not good for fake fur, delicate laundry detergent. I like to use Woolite, but really any laundry detergent meant for delicate garments is often a good choice. Another option is to use plain old dish soap. I'd recommend using non-concentrated soap, but you'll also want to avoid hand soap that include oils in them. The plainer the soap, the better. I've also heard of people using other cleaning solutions, from stuffed toy cleaners to certain brands of carpet cleaners, but I highly recommend that you do your homework before trying these for yourself. 2 buckets, one for soapy water, one for rinse water, and then 2 washcloths, one for the soapy water and one for the rinse water. For drying your suit, a flat surface to lay your fursuit on while it dries. You can use bath towels laid out on a bed, or like I've set up here, a table. This is the one time you should not hang up your fursuit, as any water on it will add more weight and stretch the material that your suit is made from. Clean bath towels for laying your fursuit on, a slicker brush to brush your suit as it dries, and lastly, some sort of fan. In my case, I'm using a ceiling fan, but make sure you have some sort of fan turned on to help dry your suit. One optional drying method, you can use the spin cycle on your washing machine, not the dryer, to spin out any extra water. I always do this because it's faster and easier than squeezing out all the extra water and then waiting for it to air dry. For the bodysuit and other non-padded fursuit parts like hand paws and in my case arm sleeves, turn them inside out, fill the bathtub with water and add soap, squeeze the soap into your suit, and then drain the soapy water out of the tub. Fill the bathtub again with plain water and squeeze out as much soap as you can, then drain the water. Repeat rinsing until the water has no more bubbles in it. Then squeeze out as much water as you can and let air dry on a flat surface. Fun fact, your fursuit doubles as a sponge! Seriously, you can squeeze water out till the cows come home and there will still be water. This is why I like to put all these parts into a pillowcase or laundry bag, then I put it into my washing machine spin cycle. It makes drying these parts of my suit so much easier. Before you wash the head of your suit, if your suit has eyes that are set back into the head to create a follow me effect, put crumpled paper towels into the eyes, otherwise avoid getting the eyes wet because the colors in the paint may run. For the head and parts of your suit that have foam padding that cannot be removed, which in my case are also the feet and the tail, use a washcloth to work the soap into the fur. Then use the clean washcloth and work the soap out of the fur. It'll likely take a few passes with the clean washcloth to get all of the soap out of the fur. I like to sit on the edge of my bathtub and use the two buckets to hold the soapy water and the rinse water as I do this. But if you have a plastic crate or something to hold the fursuit head up off the bottom of the bathtub, I'd recommend using that because it's better than getting your legs wet. To dry your suit, lay out all of the wet fursuit parts on a flat surface to air dry and turn on a fan to help with the drying. You'll want to brush the fur as it's drying so it doesn't get clumpy. Use a slicker brush backwards on the fur so it doesn't pull out the fibers, and gently work out any sections of matted fur. As an optional finishing touch, I like to use a fine-tooth comb held perpendicular to the fur to smooth it out. I wouldn't recommend solely relying on this method as it can pull out a lot more fur than the slicker brush. Be sure to occasionally check on your suit as it's drying and rotate the parts so that all the sides get evenly dried. To clean the inside of your fursuit head, you can use a disinfectant spray and give it plenty of time to dry before storing. You can also use baby wipes to wipe the inside of the head, especially the areas that touch your face. I also like to keep a dryer sheet in the head when it's stored to keep it smelling nice. Once your suit is completely dry, store it as you normally would. Now, how should you keep your suit clean between washings? For regular maintenance, turn your suit inside out and use a disinfectant spray on the inside of the suit. Wait for it to dry, then turn your suit right side out, brush the fur, and store it away. The disinfectant spray I use is my own mix of 1 part water to 1 part isopropyl alcohol, and a few drops of vanilla extract to make it smell nice. As I'm sure some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there have noticed, I wear a ring on my fursuit. This is because I'm married. My husband doesn't like being on camera, and I'm going to respect that by not bringing him on camera now, but he's always been very happy to lend a hand when I need help with my videos. All puns aside though, he's been immeasurably helpful in keeping me grounded and even coming up with some really clever ideas for my reviews. In fact, it was originally his idea for me to record audio separately from the video and then sync them afterwards since my fursuit's mouth doesn't really move anyway. My husband is actually not a furry, but he obviously doesn't mind that I'm a furry, and he's been very open-minded about it. We have tried creating a persona for him on a few occasions, and while he hasn't settled on anything definite, he seems to keep coming back to a fennec fox. Or a jerboa, something small and cute. The way I see it, it doesn't matter to me if my husband is a furry or not, because I love him for who he is already. If tomorrow morning he decided to become a furry, we might have one more little thing in common, but I don't think it would drastically change our relationship or really even matter in the long run. Despite the amount of thought, effort, and total brain space that I devote to being a furry, I don't really see it as something to base an entire relationship on. I think I just got incredibly lucky with finding him in this crazy world. He's really sweet, he's been very supportive and very proud of what I do with this YouTube channel, and he is my very best friend. I love you, honey. When I write my review, I go by individual points brought up by the show and determine if it falls under either information accuracy or the spirit of the clip. For each category, each of the points I bring up in my review is like one question on a test. It's either right or wrong. For example, let's look at information accuracy by itself. If a show says that all furries have fursuits, furries create fursonas, furries think they are animals, there would be 1 out of 3 things right in information accuracy, and the category's total would be 33%. From here, I would average together the scores from both categories for the final percentage. Sometimes I'll fudge a category score if the final score is too harsh or too lenient, but I generally try not to rely on this if I can help it. There's a lot more that goes into making an episode of Furries in the Media than just talking into the camera and uploading it to YouTube. I produce the audio and video for each episode separately so that I have high quality for both the audio and video, and it gives me more control of the final product. I create the audio first, then I film using the audio as a guideline to act out what you see in the resulting episode. Now here's how I go about all that. To start, I watch the video clip first, then I write out a transcript of the video so that I have all the dialogue in front of me. Then I start writing my review. I'll often rewatch parts of the clip during the process to make sure I haven't missed anything or misinterpreted something. I generally don't go out of my way to add humor to my reviews just to get a laugh. I only write in jokes if I see the potential for a joke and it makes me laugh. And then one of the last things I do is calculate the score. Hello and welcome to another radical episode of Furries in the Media. Once the review is written, I record audio of myself reading the script. Keep in mind that this is just audio that I usually record, not video. I record the audio in my closet as it's the closest thing I have to a recording booth. I do 3 takes of each segment of my review. If Sam has any lines in the episode, I'll voice his lines 6 times, 3 takes in a lower pitch voice and 3 more in a higher pitch voice. This is why I tend to keep his lines short. Once I'm done recording audio, I use video editing software to clean up the audio and add in subtitles. To clean up the audio, I'll pick out the best takes, and sometimes I'll splice parts of better sounding audio together. If Sam has dialogue, I'll pick out the best take of the low and high pitched versions of the line, match them up as closely as possible, and adjust the volume on the higher pitched version of the take. Then, using the script, I create subtitles that are synchronized to the audio, and I export this as its own video. The idea behind all of this is that while I'm filming, I can not only hear my lines being spoken, but read them in real time. Now on to actually filming the episode. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are wondering what kind of camera I use. It's a phone. That's right, every video on this channel has been recorded on a phone. When I film, I set up the video with the subtitles so that it plays while I'm filming. With the visual and auditory cues the video provides, I act out the lines as they're being spoken. Like I did with recording the audio, I film multiple takes of each line in case I mess up or want to try doing something different. While I'm filming, I do record the audio of the subtitle video playing because it helps me to sync up the final audio and video afterwards. Now that the filming is done, it's time to edit the final episode. Using the film from the video I just recorded and the audio that I've already selected the best takes from, I sync up the video and audio, then I pick out the best takes from the film. Once I'm happy with my own audio and video, I add in clips of the video I'm reviewing and I add graphics to the rest of the video. Once that's done, it's time to export the video, give it a custom thumbnail, and upload it to YouTube, where it may wait for a few days to a few weeks before it's unveiled to the world. Hello and welcome to another radical episode of Furries in the Media. And with that, I'm never doing Q&A ever again. Now it's time for a few words from these fine folks whose channels you should totally go check out because it's worth your time and these are awesome people.
Hey there, Aberguine. Congratulations on 10K subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just all I can say. That's awesome. I hope it's a real blast.
Oh, hello, dear. It's Queenie Dearheart here. I hope you're well. I'm here in my wonderful home country of the United Kingdom. Yes, I'm missing America just a little bit, but it is nice to be back here where the trees are small, the egos are even smaller, and you don't want to be too much trouble. I'd just like to offer you congratulations, Aberguine, on 10,000 subscribers. Yes. I hear that you're very popular, and I do like watching your very in-depth analysis of us furries in the media. One can't be too careful. We know what the newspapers are like these days. Yes. So anyway, here's to the next 10,000, and keep it up. There's a good girl. Yes. Oh, and don't listen to that fox, the little one, Sam. He's, yes. But then you're a fox, too, so... Oh, well. I guess you can't pick everything. Ta-ta!
Hey, Aberguine, congrats on 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully someday I'll get that many people to enjoy my content, but for now, let's keep this ball rolling and hope you get 100,000 subscribers.
I would like to thank Aberguine for being such an amazing person. She puts a lot of effort and time into her videos. She deserves a lot of hugs at furry conventions, so if you see her, you better give her hugs. But honestly, she's such an amazing person, and I absolutely love your videos.
Oh, hey Aberguine, it's Chimichanga here. Well, you know who I am, but listen, that stupid British collie told me that you've just got 10,000 subscribers, and you know what? That's great, man. You keep them coming. I really like your videos. They're like brainy videos for furries, and, well, you're adding the IQ up, you know? Making more intelligent furries, and I like that, you know? As a man of science myself, you know? So keep it coming. Here's to the next 10,000. And yeah, so when am I doing my crossover with you? When do I get to sit in your chair and talk to Sam? I'm kind of waiting to do that, you know? Call me. Bye.
Big shout out again to all those fine folks. Thank y'all so much. Your sentiments really mean a lot to me. Thank you. Even though I produce my videos by myself, I still couldn't have reached 10,000 subscribers by myself. This has all been thanks to you, every last one of you beautiful people out there. Thank you. Since I've started Furries in the Media, I don't think I've ever had to go out of my way to ask for ideas for videos to review. You guys just send them in automatically because y'all are awesome. And on the days that I'm feeling a little down, I know I can look at the comments on my videos and see a bunch of people just cheering me on. And I think that's something we should be proud of, that our community isn't based on tearing each other down, but instead it places an emphasis on building each other up. And that is something beautiful. One last thing before I go, I've gotten tons of fan art since I started this channel, and instead of having it just sit in a folder on my desktop or letting it get lost to the depths of cyberspace, I wanted to showcase y'all's artwork in one place, so I've created a gallery on Furry Network of all the fan art that people have sent me. For each piece in the gallery, I try to include at least the artist's name, or a link to the original submission, or a link to the artist's profile so that people know who created each piece. Now hopefully that clarifies that I am not the creator of any of the pieces in the gallery, nor am I trying to take credit for anyone's work. I simply want to round up all the fan art in one place for everyone to enjoy, and use it as a way to promote the artists who are featured there. If you would like me to change any information about your artwork, or if you'd like your art taken down from the gallery completely, please send me a message on Furry Network. The link to the gallery is in the video description, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I want to say it all one more time. Thank you all so very much. Have fun, stay awesome. Bye-bye.